excited today because we have a very talented feature poet and artist, musician. And right now she is offering to give us free CDs to anybody who wants them, and only for now and only for us. So if you want a CD, she's so amazing and so talented, and you're about to see. Switching out mics, but I'm done, so it doesn't matter.
Whatever you do is going to be fine, Chris. Yeah, when you're done, put everything in my So put everything in my office. The door's open. Put it in my office and lock the door. And close it. Remember. One chance? Yeah, one shot. You can just pick everything up there. So you can break it down. It's up to you. I'll go nice and wide now. Get the whole stage. And then as soon as someone comes on the mic, just go in. Just watch your headroom. Make sure there's not too much headroom when they go close up on you.
And does it still sound good? Does it sound good?
Hey guys, is this thing on? Hello? Can you hear me? Awesome. We're going to start the show up in about 2 minutes. Thank you guys for coming. Just hang tight and we'll be right with you.
The problem is, but maybe.
I'm gonna do that one now. Box.
What's up, High Tech? Thank you guys for coming to Word Up. Thank you so much for coming to Word Up. We're going to have some MCs introduce the evening to you, or the afternoon, and we have a very special guest performer in the house tonight. Shira E is here to rock the house. So we got spoken word poetry, we have hip hop, we have music, we have all sorts of goodness for you this afternoon. What we're first going to do is open the space with a poem, because that's what we like to do. Before I forget, though, I want to tell you guys that the late buses are going to wait for you today, so we're going to try to get everyone out of here by 5:15, and the late buses will wait. Cool? Yeah! All right, beautiful. So, we are going to start things off with a set by the one and only Kareem. He's going to come up and kick it off for us.
How y'all feeling tonight? How you feeling? Gotta take it off. Take it off.
Turn up.
Turn that up. Turn that up. How y'all feeling tonight, Hudson? How y'all feeling? Word up, I like how people observe us like they think I'm a kill when I say I'm a murder. MCs don't set me with your trash talk. I ain't even taking fast talks. You know I'm hard as asphalt and I'm smarter than the dude from Limitless. Like him mixed with Einstein and dissing. My rhymes medicine, my mind is tempted. My brain's control my right hand to right. Change the game. Angel came and woke me up in the dead of night. It said your destiny is to pick up the pencil and write. My mental wasn't right. Then I snapped back in a second. An angel sent from God told me to write raps and I'm destined. Wow, that's beautiful. Music may be new to you, but to me I'm used to living like the Zulu do. That's right, peace, love, unity, having fun. That's what we all do. Talking about this fantastic bunch, the poetry people. This a word up sequel to the word up sequel. And it ain't no reason we killing every show. And everybody knows, keeping everybody on their toes with different flows. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a beautiful art fusion and we get 2 thumbs up. Nobody ever said you done suck. Poetry, rap, we bump. You know it's fantastic stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a beautiful art fusion and we get 2 thumbs up. Nobody ever said you done suck. But check it on the record. Y'all always gonna respect it. Hip hop in its fullest form is detected. Right here on this stage that I'm standing on. Y'all still see it standing strong when me and the pencil combine. My producer's excellent rhymes. Most guys have barely acceptable rhymes. When hip-hop entered into my brain, I was amazed. Hip-hop's light has helped me through the darkest days. When it started to pay, my parents knew it wasn't a phase. Ain't a coincidence, y'all lost the skills I display. But yo, let's give it up for Mr. Mooney and everybody here at this hip-hop show. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1. It's a beautiful art fusion and we get 2 thumbs up. Nobody ever said you done suck. Poetry rap, we bump. You know it's fantastic stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a beautiful art fusion and we get 2 thumbs up. Nobody ever said you done suck. Poetry rap, we bump. You know it's fantastic stuff. Straight it up. Straight it up. Thank you. I got one more poem. Now I'm gonna say for y'all to hear. First of the poems. It's kind of corny. It's a love poem, but I'm gonna do it anyway. For all the lovers out there. Like me? The 5'2", my dude, my mind is stuck on her thighs and butt. Nah, her eyes and blush. Rosy red lips make me fantasize of a French kiss. My personal preference is a natural complexion. No makeup. Face up and beautiful. Unusual for most girls. For her, it's suitable. Hold her close till I get that scent of a rose. From her hair, let it go to my nose. Inhale and hold it in. Hearing the speakers like listening to autumn wind. It's cool, it's comforting, it's like home. It makes you want to spend hours up on the phone. It makes you want to write like 16 bars expressing your feelings toward her. Not to be impressive, but just to let it be heard. This feeling can't be summarized in 3 words. No, I love you. This ain't an I love you song. It's an I love you song. I love everything you do song. This type of love made me write more than a few poems for you. Write so much I might annoy you, but I don't want to. I just want to get next to you. Physically, spiritually, and mental too. We're meant to be, so let's do what we're meant to do. Meeting you. She makes me feel better than good. Simple as that. She makes me look inside my soul to write the difficult raps. The ones with the simple rhymes though. Let me make it simple again so you can hear what's on my mind. Yo, her. Wow. It's been 3 months already. I know now. I think the love is ready to take action. When we together, we stay chatting. Eye contact to the max, and we relaxing, laughing. A smile is my favorite part about it. Proves to me there's got to be a higher power. A God had to create this goddess. She attracts love. That's when my heart is beating out of my chest. But this ain't an I love you song. It's an I love you song. I love everything you do song. This type of love made me write more than a few poems for you. Write so much I might annoy you, but I don't want to. I just want to get next to you. Physically, spiritually, and mental too. We're meant to be, so let's do what we're meant to do. Me and you. She's my sunshine, man. She's the type of sun that's present during rain. Holding no umbrella. Each water droplet absorbs some pain, and we stay together. While our happiness remains in harmony, calming me down, while she stay holding on to me. As if the world is upside down, and she gon' fall upwards to the cloudless sky where there's no one to love her. So I lay with her on the grass, staring at the blue abyss, cherishing this beautiful instant. And I turn and look into the windows of her soul, hoping to God for them never to close. And me, to forever hold on to these beautiful memories, the ones my soul will hold for centuries. That's love. That's not infatuation. That feeling is complex, it's far from basic. But this ain't a love song.
So, how you guys doing tonight? Or morning or afternoon, same thing, right?
Get rowdy!
Woo! Happy to meet you.
I hear you guys in the house. Let's get loud.
Yeah.
I don't have a microphone. All right.
Okay, so first of all, thank you all for being here. I'm just gonna explain what we're doing here. So this is a poetry slam, and normally in a poetry slam, there would be judges judging the poems and like giving points and stuff, but we're not gonna do that. This is just a showcase, so we can show you our art. Yeah, so that's the first thing about what we're doing tonight.
So there's also another thing. When you hear a good part of a poem, like certain lines, we don't like to just sit there like oh yeah, damn, yo, that's mad nice. Shit. Why you like snap? Like we're in a poetry. So, you know.
Yeah!
Well, I was supposed to talk about the buses, but Mr. Mooney covered that. So, I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the. No. Y'all will enjoy this show because we got like 30 things to show y'all. 31 maybe, depending on if I feel like it or not. And now Hamza.
Oh my god. What? I was kidding, man!
Alright. Where are the Twitter people? Can make some noise, Twitter people.
One more?
You guys can get louder than that.
Are you talking about everybody on Twitter?
Yes. You're on Twitter now. I love you, Leia. So, I'm sorry. So, this year we have an official Slam Poetry and Hip Hop Lit Twitter account. It's at High Tech Slam. I want you to take out, no, don't take out your phones, but keep a mental note. And what I want you to do when you go home, I want you to tweet with the hashtag Word of Three. Tell everyone how beautiful I was. Yeah, tweet.
I'm Devin.
This works.
I'm Hamza.
I'm Vanessa.
I'm Mother Devin. There's actually a third one somewhere in High Tech these days.
Right here.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
So now we're gonna have a feature to start off the night. Morning after. I'm like part sick, man. I can't do this anymore. We're gonna start with a little get you ready with a feature from Shira E. That's Death Poet. I think she needs a louder round of applause.
applause than that.
Hope you guys talk to me like that. Shit.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Wow, you practiced. That was all together. Beautiful. I like your bangs. Oh, stop it. I cut them last night at 2 a.m., so thank you. Is this loud enough? Can you hear me? Yes? You look beautiful. I can't see any of you, but I can feel it. And you feel beautiful. I'm so happy to be here. I'm a dear friend of both Angel Nafis, who was here before, and John Sands. And they wanted me to tell you that they say hello, and Angel tried to come to be here. So I've heard so much about you. I'm just so happy to hear you writing and just to be here. So thank you. And I'm going to read a poem called Letter from Grace. Dear feet. Yes. Dear legs. Well, aren't you the happiest hyenas I've ever seen? Dear vagina. You, my twisted dancer, smell perfect. Dear stomach, the core of any decent fruit can be gnawed on in a lightning storm. Dear breasts, bouncing teacups make lemons sweat. Dear heart, children see galaxies in an ink spill. Dear shoulders, lessen your clutch, ocean morn. Dear arms, woo! Cotton candy at a Tilt-A-Whirl park in New Jersey just stopped spinning to smile. Dear neck, you are all black, shimmering diamond soil, praise this fate. Dear head, the telephone wires are dreaming alert. When the birds lift, they bob in easy bliss. Dear tongue, you're an open rose. Dear ass, you're the real flamingo among overly groomed suburban lawns. Dear plaque, tell all those buildings to move over for the star. Dearest, darling, blessed brain, you shimmering cathedral ransacked by the inevitable rain, till the whole woodwork rots, I see you. How you fight for a voice in this body of crashing light. How you need the tongue to tell it right. You know, it, everything. Dear hands, leaky faucets, you non-stop wonders. Dear eyes, leaky wonders, you non-stop faucets. Dear mouth, go ahead, tell it like it is. Say, it is like this, true and awful and wonderful, bliss, boredom, bathroom lines, waiting tables, mother's milk gone sour at the root and sweet at the tip of the pistol, and seeds of yes blooming and no's from every official mouth and bills, oh also and bills, and a mirror that spits and a jar of newly cut throats, a house I'm afraid to enter and not enter, a woman I love to woman, and the newborn that jumped off of life, and the way I loved, which was enough, and before that, and after that two senile dogs, in loud libraries, and how we fight to be here because we because we am here, no matter the maggots, and damn, the rain, and wow, the rain, and how there is always so much, so very much, so much more to say. I will love until nothing be left out. Dear belly button, you hairy lint addict who refuses to speak, screw you. You are my favorite. Dear armpit juice, clearly I am your favorite. Dear crusty nostrils, yep, your favorite. Dear endless wealth of moodiness, your favorite. Dear voice, wake up. You're the marching band. March straight into the river, horns filling with seaweed. It's a perfect noise. Dear guts, What's that? You think you will die if you do such impossible music making? You are right. You will most definitely die. In the great words of Sir Lady Heartbeat, the millionth million, to blood! To blood! To blood! Sincerely, Flight. With fond regards, Puddletooth. Love always, Grace.
Hey guys, I'm back again. I know you can't get enough of me. Say yes.
I think they like me better.
Steven, I know that was you. Stop it.
I actually can't see anyone because there's a light in my eye.
So the next person that's gonna come up, this is
Good.
actually the only person that I know
Really
that
good.
can put like both of his legs to his hands at the same time.
It's a
That's
really
like
good time.
mind blowing to me.
Great.
That's my boy Hamza.
Good.
In the house.
Yes, pussy!
All right. This one's called An Open Letter to the Music Industry. To my fellow music fans, the music that blares through your speakers every day is stuck in a body bag. A body bag on its way to the forensic laboratory where critics will dissect every word to find out what and who and why. And once they devein and dehumanize it all, it'll be lowered 6 feet under. And as we mourn the death of an art as old as the earth it's buried in, a songbird, perched in the tree above us, spills its tune into our ears pleading for the rejuvenation of the music industry. To the radio stations, Blurred Lines is played 48 times today, which is 48 times too many. Because listening to Robin Thicke croon about justified rape is replacing your earbuds with iron screws blanketed in rust, and hearing the same overly synthesized beat in every damn song is reading the same line of a book repeatedly. An idle person who feeds off others, an idle person who feeds off others, an idle person who feeds off others until you realize you're just studying the textbook definition of a drone. To the pop stars, every step you take is a tidal wave, fueled by your image, as strategic as the gods who crafted the stars. But underneath the meat dresses and wrecking balls lies an artist shoveling coal into their own engines. So if you are the train speeding through cities far and wide, then your fans are the magnetic tracks that cling to your wheels, nailed down only by your persona. So when your persona plays louder than the music, it creates a stigma, which is why liking Lady Gaga's love songs makes you gay, but liking Bruno Mars's love songs makes you sensitive and compassionate. To the aspiring musician, you are prancing in a graveyard in which your plot has already been dug, but you are the most talented person you know. And your mother always said that your future is as bright as the tattoos running down your arm. And your father always said, well, at least you have that liberal arts degree to fall back on. But you are the survivor of the imagination extermination, the maxim that music is the food of love, the most unearthed of precious gems. So you move on, maneuvering around every tombstone. To the record labels, art is not black and white and bleak and empty. Great music is good poetry, and good poetry is art. But the money of modesty pales in comparison to the riches of over-sexualization. So as long as you make your bottom line, the musician, the marionette does not matter, which is why Left Eye only made $300,000 from an album that sold 10 million, or why Aaliyah paid for the airplane and the intoxicated pilot who killed her. Because as soon as a musician becomes a pawn and the pawn becomes a profit, they replace their sheet music with fenced-in contracts and their dresses for jumpsuits. To the music industry, Jimi Hendrix was right when he said, if there's something to be changed in this world, it can only happen through music. Because us poets know it best. Change is vital. Vital for the $1 million musicians and the $1 billion businessmen behind them. And this poem is not a... and this poem is not a lecture or a eulogy, but a letter, a warning, And as this age-old art decays in its own greediness, a songbird, perched in the tree above us, spills its tune into our ears, pleading for the rejuvenation of the music industry.
Okay, that was great. I love that kid, I really do. Now, next up, we have some great stuff, all right? We have Ida with her poem. It's gonna be great. I hope you all enjoy it. So, enough of me talking, let's get on with it, all right? Woo!
Can everyone hear me? Okay. So this is called To My Son. Okay, better? Okay, so to my son. When I was younger, my favorite question in the world was, what do you want to be when you grow up? That first time I looked my parents square in the eye and told them that one day I was going to be a Pokemon master. Well, they laughed and said, give them hell. Then I started kindergarten, and one day I sped home, arms flailing, chest puffing, just to tell my daddy that someday I was going to be a doctor. And in an instant, he took all the world neatly behind a smile and said, give them hell. But the moon is heavier than it looks, darling. And this business of education, this capitalization of dreams, is owned by low-contrast smartboards and spineless textbooks. That friend in my forehead with poisoned stardust, 3.8, 3.2, 2.6, 1.7, 0, 0, not good enough, memorize it all! Not good enough. Listen, baby. This world is going to chew you up, spit you out, and wait for you to get all the pieces back together again, just so it can salt the wounds. Still, I know that pretty soon you'll probably want to walk on your own, so I'll stay a few steps behind, but I'll be there, armed with Band-Aids and Legos, so I can patch your tears and build you back up again every time you fall. And just because I reject the bad things doesn't mean I don't notice them looming over us, but I'm going to teach you that the only cure for hardship is kindness, so promise me, baby. When they knock at the door with their fixed bayonets, greet them. When they chase you with pitchforks and run you out of town, forgive them, and then return home. When they lie starving because there is no money for bread, share with them some of your own. Just remember that you are mine, no matter whose gene pool you swim out of. Darling, darling, I'm going to pluck out the stars and lace your pupils with them so you can see how heavenly you are. I'll train your fingers to paint daisies so they won't accidentally spill black or blue onto anyone. If you ask me for a Barbie, I'll buy you two so that we can play with them together. And one day, if you want to remember what the water feels like against your skin, I'll tuck the whole world neatly behind a smile and say, give them hell.
I absolutely love that poem. I was just sitting over there and I was just letting it marinate in. I was like, wow. Now, next up, we have my man with the best turtle necklace in the world, because, like I've said that to a million times today, my man Jalen.
Is this good? Can you guys hear me? Let me paint a picture for you. Oh wait, I think that's frowned upon in our education system. These red and blue lines are my cage, and this pen is the only voice I have, bleeding out my cry for help. These questions are a scalpel and braid which dissect my brain and remove anything that is remotely imaginative. School is a monopoly that manufactures society-ready adults, yet the only thing the majority of these adults major in is acting childish.
School is a place where you can make mistakes. School is a place where I am safe. School is a place where I can express myself. School is tiring. I'm tired of writing 5-paragraph essays which describe the social significance of the color blue. Waking up at the crack of dawn just to be told that I'm wrong over and over again. Filling in an army of bubbled letters, who but W. Mason cares about the pencil I use on this Scantron? This is not a rant. This is a poem stating that my name is not an 8-digit ID code. That my hard work and effort is not a simple letter. That I am a human being, not a test score. Alright, so next we have one of my friends that I went to actually school with her, East Newark. Hate that school so much. If you guys knew it, you'd hate it too. We have my girl Lexi.
I'm drowning in a pile of papers that I don't want to fill out. I'm this close to a nervous breakdown because the days are coming and going like they're on a time schedule or something. I need more time to figure things out, like where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do, who I am. I need more time to figure things out. An architect. I've always wanted to be an architect. When you're young, your teacher asks, what do you want to be when you grow up? And there's always a kid to say, a fireman, a teacher, a princess. Not me. I wanted to be an architect. I had my whole life planned out on a blueprint, just like the house I was going to build for me and my family. Money's not an issue because I'm a kid. Money grows on trees. That's why they're green. But now that it's the season day, I can't choose between my childhood dream and a million other things that sound so damn interesting. There's so many choices between major states and school. But Jersey's my home. It's all I know. I'm scared I'll go too far and the people I once knew will fade in my memory and I am theirs. I'm scared college will be too hard for my fragile mind. I'm scared I won't get a scholarship because my SAT scores, they're just too low. I'm scared I won't get enough financial aid. But help me, I'm poor. I'm scared my high school sweetheart won't love me anymore because high school, it's over. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared I'm going to party too much and not study enough to where I disappoint my mom. I'm scared I'm finally going to graduate and not be able to get a job because I can't frickin' speak Spanish. Just because I'm brown doesn't mean I can speak Spanish. I'm scared I'm going to choose incorrectly between success and happiness. I'm scared I'm going to grow up way too quickly to even catch my breath. I just want it to stop. Right now, as I'm on the stage, time should freeze. I'm happy, but sadly my poem, it's almost over. They say college is the best years of your life. That's true, then why the hell am I so scared for this year to end? Thank you.
We have a little treat for you. She's talented, she's petite, she's beautiful.
She is the Black Aphrodite.
The Black Aphrodite, everyone. Are you the Black Aphrodite? All right, it's Kennedy.
Aphrodite.
Thank you, Hamza, for not saying my poem's name.
Oh, sassy Aphrodite.
It's called Dear Angel. Dear Angel, sharp pains into your veins, liquid taste. Birth the plant you grew, such haste. Blunt rolled and burnt, what a waste. Sniff the line on the glass table, snowflakes. You'll plead that you'll get help. Parents wanted to seal the deal, but the commitment makes you so addicted to the feel. You feel so protected by its walls so high. And if it's gone, you'll die. The withdrawal diminished your sanity. The feel of the power controls your morals. The taste of authority creates your vanity, but the sensation of the loss was your internal quarrel. I swear I saw you, but you weren't coming home anytime soon. Until our front door opened and I saw your brown eyes. My heart swelled with joy, praying my vision didn't show me any lies. You hugged me and said I love you too. Promise? I really do. We were happy for a while. I was down and you knew how to make me smile. But your bones began to fade. Your smile didn't look the same. The mark on your skin reminded you of your stupidity. You were so miserable, but never showed it in front of me. December, that Monday when it snowed, you held my hand and told us you had to go. The bed reeked of your pain. I wish you didn't have to go through this game. Mom cried out. Daddy didn't want to let go. It's time. We know. God called you. You're his now. Sad to say, I won't have the coolest big brother on the playground. I cried out, what did you do now? We fell below the influence. Parents didn't know how. Until it was time to go, to say farewell. Bring the chariot and ring those bells. Fly home to where you need to be. You're an angel now. Watch over me. In my heart, you will always live. Eternity. Thank you.
Ben Bach?
I scared myself. Okay. Okay, so next we have a poem and a poet who I am in love with, Aaliyah.
Band a 10 hut, band a 10 hut, band a 10 hut. Because it didn't look like anyone heard it the first time. Eyes straight forward, feet at a 45. I don't know where you think you are, but you're at attention. I shouldn't hear one sound coming out of you. You let that hair fall into your face. Sun make your eyes squint, nose itch, legs buckle and shake, pants sag all the way to the ground. You look straight up here. Move when I tell you, not a beat early, not a beat late. You want to stay here longer? Mark time. March left, left. Can I get a tap, please? Snare drum, are you asleep or something? Heels should rise to your ankles. Don't slack off, make them rise and fall with precision in time with each strike of the drum. Forward, march, halt. Step off with your left foot. Toes toward the sky like painfully futile attempts at greatness. If your feet aren't sore after this, you're doing it wrong. Wrong again. Sloppy again. It's called discipline, kids. Discipline yourself so others can take pride in you. Roll your feet into the ground with each step like wave would crash into the shore of a beach. Upper body straight up tall like you're sailing across the field, or better yet, walking on air, flying. Just don't go any further than I tell you to. I don't set the parameters, kids. I follow them just like you do. Discipline yourselves or you'll make a fool of us. Self-control should be second nature. Forward, march. Legs straight. This isn't a walking band. Body straight, feet still rolling, eyes dead ahead. These are simple concepts. Show me you understand them. Know where you're supposed to be. I already put you in your place. Watch that posture. Don't you have any pride? You're slowing down. Don't slow down. You think you're tired? You don't know tired. You haven't earned tired. Again, again, again. Band, halt. It could be better.
Alright, I want all of you to get on your feet right now. Thank you, Mr. Dunton. A round of applause for Noah. All right, so we got Devin Squared.
What's up, guys? Excuse my voice. My voice is like mad hoarse. I'm like sick.
I'm never good enough, but now I'm coming up, ready to erupt. Keep your eyes shut, make me go blind. Fly within, thinking of you, still my soul away. Get you another way, take me away, far away to the things that you can change. But this is really my fate, change the game and make it right. Thoughts light, it's light, ready to fight, ignoring the light. Acting as parasite, what's it gonna be? Rather kill me, now it's set me free. Once the verdict on my back, looking to the change. I once used to lack, bring it back through time like flip rewind. God is my pain, but it's all in my mind. Thinking I have nothing to gain, making me go insane. A civil war in my head, my heart is in my brain, but I can't maintain. First off, where you coming from? Thinking that you getting off, not getting off the hook just because you paid the cost. Still gotta do the time, and you gotta let that off. Take your cards on, we played in different straws. So I figured you're losing, you hold my watch to the wall. We came back to win, started by explaining all the things we went through. Now we stand steady, I got eyes on the back of my back. I spit redundancies, but happen to have a bad neck. If you take a cat nap, I need to tilt it back right. Was telling me I'm getting stepped on like doormat. If I had to pull my mind remain shut, I can't go back. Trying to find my path to take here, ask before I'm at. Only found myself, now they want me to go back. To the quiet darkness, the darkness where he trapped. He lost himself in life to a death, he must have up his black. The thick, cold soul opened up, in fact, his thoughts cleaned up all these ghosts, never to come back. Now they all know the truth, when he steps in the booth, they all clap. Because all the dark demons start screaming where he at. If so screaming, she bleed, it's awesome they erect. He's a new person, conserving all the skills you lack. Trying to focus on my life, not the things that held me back. Moving forward in every word, making progress in every track, taking time to check the work. Make sure that they're not whack, and have to make sure they never slur. Otherwise it's all trash, and I cannot be the worst. I wanna be the greatest, so I put myself first. Never caught slipping, or else I would be hurt. All the ghosts from my past, like a nightmare reoccurred. I'm no longer earthbound, so I leave behind these words, kids. First off, where you coming from? Thinking that you getting off, not getting off the hook just because you paid the cost. Still gotta do the time, and you gotta let that off. Played your cards wrong, making different straws. So I figured you losing, you want my watching this ball. We came back to win, started by explaining all the things we went through. Now we stand steady, hall.
Almost found out he's not just a rapper, he's also an MC. Special guest Devin. Oh, no, the green mic filter.
Whatever, my bad. Yeah, I don't know my colors, my bad.
Alright, now next we got...
Go ahead. Pick the first one. Swing. I'm here.
Next up, we got Sabrina.
See these blistered hands. Try to understand what I've been doing all these years. Blistered hands from each rose petal I pick off every day you're gone, leaving my room filled with piles of nothing but thorn-filled stems. Blistered hands from somehow trying to recreate your existence with all that's left of your beautiful soul. Blistered hands from playing the melody of your voice over and over again on the guitar of your life is the only way to make sure I don't forget you. Blistered hands from all the praying I've done so he'll send you back down to me for shit. We all know that's never gonna happen. Blistered hands from holding my heart, trying to stop the anxiety from eating me alive because even though you're gone, you still find a way to worry me. Blistered hands from trying to catch the wind, trying to maybe catch you. Blistered hands from writing these poems that'll never bring you back, but I'll damn sure die trying to make them. Blistered hands from lifting the weights off my shoulders, knowing that you're finally okay, so these blistered hands will finally heal.
to present her poem to this wonderful crowd we have. Thank you all.
This is my poem, guys. It's called Dreaming with Me, Myself, and I. The other night, I had a dream. I was on an island I've never been to, with people that I've never met. But every face that you see in a dream is actually one that you've seen in real life. And I've lived my dreams. And I've lived rolling over into your arms at 3 in the morning and drifting back off to sleep again. But I've lived my nightmares. Because during the day, I can fight them off, but at night, everything changes. At night, it feels almost as if the streaks of light looking in from the street lamp outside come alive and hold me down so I can't fight anything off. Not all dreams are nightmares, but not all nightmares are just dreams. This dream was unusual. Myself and 2 other people, we all went into the opaque salt water. They go further ahead and leave me behind. Shark! Casual goddamn scream I never heard. They don't try to get away. The only movement that their bodies are making is their feet kicking to keep them afloat. And all of a sudden, they are dragged to the bottom by something unknown into the dark. And at this point, I am scared out of my mind. And I begin to swim away, but the further I swim, I feel I get pulled to the bottom. I'm further from the shark, so that couldn't be the thing that was making me sink closer and closer to the sea floor every second. I'm pulled closer to the bottom, and I hit the ground. And the sand around me moves, as if forming a dome to protect me from something I didn't know was coming. And the shark comes next to me. I look into its eyes and see none other than my reflection. But it doesn't really hurt me. It simply stares into my eyes and examines them, as if trying to read my history. Little did it know it would have to go a lot deeper than the surface to find anything. I try to escape, but I can't get away, and I just get more tired as I try to escape. So I just stop my useless efforts altogether, and I wake up, and I realize that the reflection I saw in its eyes, that couldn't have been me. I know it wasn't. That was just the things that consumed me. I mean, you have seen everything in your dreams in real life, and who else have I seen more than me, myself, and I? Me, myself, and I, the 3 of us have yet to find a decent reason as to why we were thrown, placed, chosen to be on this floating rock in the middle of space that is constantly moving and turning at 67,000 miles per hour with this big ball of fire that is 93 million miles away from us. And sometimes it feels as if you're 93 million miles away from me, wondering why we had to be the ones to live this life and to exist in this world. Me, myself, and I, the 3 of us constantly questioning the mental sanity of the other. Me, myself, and I, one always wanting to know why the other 2 have to exist. Me, myself, and I, poisoning our minds with the hallucinations of our deaths, and how this world, this floating rock in the middle of space that is constantly moving and turning, would be different if we weren't chosen to exist. Me, myself, and I. Me more than any. Looking for someone whom my sharks won't devour. Thank you.
That's all I have to say. Now, up next, we have this kid that, he just blows my mind with some lines that he says sometimes. I was like, yo, damn, yo, you need to hold back for a minute. I'm just like, I'm looking at you. Why don't you get up here, champ?
My poem is called. Hold on, wait, my bad. So, my poem is called Tablecloths, Women in Hip Hop, and I would like it. I contain the desires of a lifestyle that neither the rebellious nor the statistics follow. Don't judge me. We are the new generation, and we seek to tidy up the mess our forefathers left us with. Don't judge us. The ideas and beliefs that society is a 3-headed dragon that no sword can slay is a lie told by the adults who got clothes for Christmas instead of the dad who never went to a single parents' night in his life. Don't judge them. I am here to tell you that we are not in medieval times anymore. We don't use swords. We are intelligent, and so we use words. The system in which our world works is flawed, like a wrinkly tablecloth, but if we come together and iron it out, things will be okay. We are slowly advancing towards a better country. Gay marriage is finally legal in the tri-state area, which means the gay uncle you've got living in New York will finally be the one receiving wedding gifts. Obamacare is active with technical difficulties, but that won't stop the single moms from signing up their children to get a well-needed flu shot. Our soldiers are coming home with their families, and Kim Kardashian finally has an engagement ring on her finger. And we may be at a good start, but what about me? What about my impact? What's distracting me? And to speak as a teenage boy, women are more confusing and distracting than the theory of 3.14159265359 to a third grader. There are only 6 colors in a Rubik's Cube, but not even a dozen roses will make you happy. And just when I think I've got about every sheet of Monopoly bought, you tell me that I'm playing downtown while you're up in the suburbs. And corny jokes make you smile. And that's why I'm always cooking them up. And honesty is the key to every relationship, but what's behind the door that it unlocks? And these thoughts are all like pesky flies, soaring through my ears and into my brain, but you were kind enough to stop by at Rite Aid and get me some bug spray. And this relationship keeps me beneath the ocean's vast amounts of water, yet you're helping me take deep, deep breaths. And no, she is not your average hoe that 2 Chainz would rap about. Because if she's true to any guy, it's me. And speaking of Tawheed Apps, let it be known that he wasn't NBA material. So he started spitting crap out of his lips and labeled as hip-hop. Hip-hop isn't represented by clowns with a record deal. Hip-hop isn't Young Money, Good Music, or Rock Nation. Hip-hop is poetry in motion. Hip-hop is looked down upon. No, hip-hop is more than just gangster rap. It goes back to when the Grides of West Africa relayed rhythmic stories orally. These stories were told over drums as sparse instrumentation. And on the 7th day, God made flow. Hip-hop is an army that was led by 5 generals who had one goal, which was to take over and engulf the world with rhythm and emotion. And 2 of the biggest generals in this war passed away because the icy bullets of ignorance pierced their bodies and they collapsed. Their sacrifices will never be forgotten among our youth, for they have inspired, are inspiring, and will inspire countless generations that are ahead of us. Hip-hop is not dead. Hip-hop is going through puberty, and puberty fucking sucks. What am I in this huge mess? I'm saying screw it because you're still judging me. Thank you.
No, it's just Ben Bach.
This is my quiet poem. This is that poem that's supposed to be tender. This is that poem that's supposed to be spoken quickly, quietly, so that the words are so heavy they sink into my teeth. I got cavities in the metaphorical sense. Don't you fucking get it? This is my quiet poem, where the metaphors got the chunks too large to chew quickly. Have good manners, raise your fork at 3 angles. Chew, chew, chew so thoroughly. Swallow, it feels good to hear. It feels so good to hear. Doesn't it feel so good to hear? This is my quiet poem. This is that poem you listen to right before you go to sleep. Right after you check in your baggage, arms being landing strips, paved with your anxieties, right after these syllables tickle your fancy with my feathers. No one knows about them. My feathers aren't the same colors as yours. They're painted with invisible ink, but I have wings, and if you look up in the sky, you can see... Hold on a sec. If you look to the sky, you can see the veins in a shadow reluctantly following. You can see planes flying funny because the smoking section was moved inside of the engines. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a poet. So many people go back to what they were doing after that. But for those who are still looking up, this is my quiet poem, and I'll squawk it at you till your bones and split them open and eat your marrow, vulture style. How many friends can I wrap inside shoestrings, attached to a puppet's cross, and make them dance like the first night I met you? All my relationships have lasted 3 days. You were the first one that lasted 4. There are too many days where I had to conform to my own shoe soles. Too many souls placed between rubber and hard places, bouncing between tightropes. Sidewalks become contortionists. Contortionists become confidence. Confidence becomes self-consciousness. It's what makes the loud poems and the quiet ones. Like them, I walk with bolts in their jaw, unhinged at awkward angles, walking mouth agape, consuming oxygen like a prophet, because too many people conform to their Nike shoe soles. Doesn't it feel good to hear these postures, these policies, these prophecies, the advertisements on TV tell me who to be, because being yourself now has a definition by the companies. So when you look down at your new kicks, do you flinch? Do you see you or Michael Jordan? Do you see you or Aristotle or his God or a kid your age sewing your laces? Does consumption remind you of a problem or a next happy meal? When you take a bite, do you get a mouthful of feathers, concrete, flowing to places it shouldn't be? Aren't you nooks we all claim to be our niche, and you just keep bouncing back from soul to rock face, because the rhythm of our cities that we can all feel buried in our knees, in bus stops and hotel rooms, in places where the sun doesn't show its face for too long, or invisible ink when finger painting over the stars. It's the electric hums we continue to whistle as sandcastles become more permanent than they should be. Erecting middle fingers into the skyline of Manhattan, all because credit card transactions were placed above the real world, above the clouds that we try so hard to build into, so we could scrape our condolences back into our wallets. The death of humanity is going to be an expensive one. Doesn't it feel good to hear? I remember the cloud we first kissed on. It was in the shape of a park bench, and after finger painting, we licked our fingertips so our tongues became invisible. So we didn't have to speak about the feathers in our throats, the shoelaces that pulled the strings. We didn't need to speak about the invisible children that sewed them. We laughed about how the Freedom Tower looked a little too much like the middle finger in the middle of Manhattan.
All right, this poem's called Colors. So we ready? When I was younger, I didn't know what colors were. Sure, I knew that the sky was blue, the grass was green, and the sun shined yellow, but I didn't know what colors were. I just knew people. When I was little, my parents pulled me aside and told me, Sade, you can play with anyone you want, with an emotion in their brown eyes that at that age, I couldn't identify, but like a good child. I replied yes, nodded my head twice, and smiled with childish assurance. Following their advice to a T, at the end of the day, there wasn't a jungle gym left unclimbed and a child who didn't know my name. When I was a little girl, I saw rainbows every day made with every color imaginable. We would all hold hands, dancing in circles, playing Ring Around the Rosie, spinning and spinning until the world around us was a blur of colors. We would get so dizzy that the trees would blur together, and each and every one of us had an identical twin attached at the hip. Then we'd all fall down as one, the green grass becoming covered with black shadows, white teeth gleaming, giggles and joy and youth. Then there were those days where someone fell too hard. Tears that were water but not blue would fall, and blood that was red just like mine would appear. When I was 6 years old, I still couldn't name a single color. They were just my friends. We'd all wake up to a blue sky only to get on a yellow bus that would take us to our school, ironically named Green Holly, where your behavior was based on apples, the colors of apples. Everyone knew green was good, yellow meant you didn't share, and red meant you might as well forget about snack time. Simpler times. That all changed when I moved to the place of my birth, where there were no rainbows. It seemed I was the only one in my new school who was colorblind. And even then, I only saw 2 different colors. Luckily, most things stayed the same. I could still jump rope, and none of the songs were different. Grass was still green, though there was more asphalt. My mother was still she, and I was still Sade. There just weren't any rainbows. When I moved back to New Jersey, it was hard for me to let go of all the beautiful things I used to see. Friends to find were scarce, and trees to climb seemed to be hiding behind buildings, tall and metal or red, with bricks being built within months, a true wonder.
when I lived on a military base. Every house was the same on the outside, and on the inside, all the rooms were structured the same. The only differences were the families inside. You know, basic things. Did they have children? The music they listened to, the food they ate, that was all different. But us kids always found something we could do together. Those houses taught me a lot about people, only in reverse, how we were all different on the outside, structured the same on the inside, but it's our personalities that make us different. When I was little, naive, younger, a child, I still didn't know a thing about colors. But everyone around me seemed to label each other by it. So I decided to give up on rainbows and forget about colors altogether, until finally I learned who Sade, my Asia Ford, was. She was just a black girl who came from some military base who didn't even know her own colors. That's when I realized that the emotion in my parents' brown eyes years ago were mirrored in my own, and it was fear. Fear to be judged by my outside, that I would limit myself to the standards and stereotypes that others have set for me. But I did the opposite. I excelled until I made it to a place where rainbows were ever present, where I knew people would look at me and see something different, where I could learn and better myself. Now, I am 16 years old and colors are just labels, words that we use to categorize things by. People are still just people, and I can tell who's who in a heartbeat. When I was younger, I couldn't help but smile, and now I smile. Thank you.
So the next poet, I believe, is about to have their Word Up debut. It is Little Miss Cynthia.
Hey guys, it's my first Word Up if you guys just heard, and the name of my title of my poem is Rhymes. Rhymes. Rhymes are bars set up for us poets, and we didn't even know till now. Rhymes are our version of racist, stereotypical, discriminatory fences that were set up and made by those who say that poems are only poems if they rhyme. But poems are our expression, our words, our hurt and our joy all wrapped up, to the point where we don't even know what emotion we're feeling anymore. They're free. Poems are just free, but rhymes? Rhymes are the self we were once imprisoned in, released by the steady beat of our words instead, no longer to be told what we write, because us poets have been through wars, world wars worse than 1 and 2, wars that make Vietnam seem like child's play. And no, I don't mean that as a joke, bitch. I mean that Shakespeare was at one point paying some other guy to pretend he's writing his own shit. The half-fools used to die because of the food-like religions. So yes, believe it or not, we went through wars. Wars we won and shed blood and tears for. Wars many of us died for. The best part yet, we died only through a few sheets of paper and a pen and a pencil. And we won through our dedication as well. And we were set free by the steady beat of our words instead. Thank you guys. Yeah.
My bad. Damn. Up next, we got my homeboy. Hashtag above all, hashtag dreams and nightmares, whoever of you guys.
TJ and Yaz from Real Music.
You guys can come up here now.
I don't think they know what's about to go down.
We don't.
I don't think
You
they're
guys
ready.
can come up now.
That was the introduction.
This is my man. This is. I don't. We've gone through something.
This is gonna be like the greatest hip hop set of all. Word Up.
LOL.
You can do your set now.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
I'm Yaz.
TJ.
Real music's very. Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, so when I say real, y'all say music, alright? Real?
Music.
Real?
Y'all say music. Real?
Music!
Real?
Music!
Alright.
Already had that? Real.
Yeah.
Hands up.
I grew up and got conceited, cause when I was younger I got bullied, cause stupid and I believed it. Went to a therapist, which I thought I never needed. They prescribed me with medicine and my thoughts simply cheated like I was psycho, knowing I might go bananas. Was always thought I had manners, but never agreed to the standards. But one day I will idolize a banner with my face, cause what I decide is a game change. All it takes is persistence, my ambition is dead. Leaving the beat traumatized was my voice in the snare. Mama was raising I lie. You can tell by my hand, didn't I die? My first love, honestly, I couldn't share, wasn't fair. Growing up with a complex personality, family was always mad at me. Young, feeling like majesty, talking to myself, my only friend was the balcony. Knew something was wrong by the way I picture normality. From the block with the top down, made it through the rain, drenched, but we hot now. Hand over the crown now, I pay my dues, but you couldn't walk around if you stayed in my shoes. From the block with the top down, made it through the rain, drenched, but we hot now. Hand over the crown now, I pay my dues, but you couldn't walk around if you, Lost in a moment, never really thought about the future. Ideas showing that the mind works better than a computer. Who's elegant, I, like a dealer, I try to let they kill about making it, I, the living it loud. Cause I've been through the worst, but yeah. So our brothers grew up with all girls, and the army was my brother. That never told me how to treat my mother, and I suffer. But I thank you for brother, make sure that she knows I love her. I feel like a buffer on a standstill. You know from all I ain't grow up, man chill. That's tougher now the odds become an example. Adjusting to all the pressure, though at times it's a handful. You make a toast, light a candle, wanna make a wish for success. I wish those the best would take some it. I plan to take over, so here's a basic tip. Stay out my way, for your face I'll be breaking kids. From the block with the top down, made it through the rain, drenched, but we hot now. Hand over the crown now, I pay my dues, but you couldn't walk around if you stayed in my shoes. From the block with the top down, made it through the rain, drenched, but we hot now. Hand over the crown now, I pay my dues, but you couldn't walk around if you stayed in my shoes. Yo, that's the first track. Party, right?
Yeah.
You know Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, she my girl.
Real music. No, I'm not a twerk. You get off stage and twerk. Yeah.
Real music.
For those who ever be stoners,
Evidently, I ain't never fed be the most chasing the cheddar. Never let her keep me in check. Daddy understand if she got a fan, we skip the chat. Cause I'm the man, and the man for nothing but great. I'm something to hate. Confident she got the cake. All the deep stuff in her face. Cannot believe it now. Bumping my tape as I skate through. Riding with a pen in the pan. His hand is the man. Even shorty and 10 little crab that car. The songs on the fast scam. All I do is chase cash. Me next to serve cash. Like we punch up. Gotta break sweat. You work that shit. Twerking like Connie, better work like Connie. Cause honestly, don't go out and earn like Connie. You can find me back there.
We know this fly like we, we fly like we. We know this fly like we. We know this fly like we. Twerk like Connie, better work like Connie. Twerk like Connie, better work like Connie. Twerk, 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 twerk like Connie. Music on the piece, nothing but the same. And I ain't even and I'm stepping to the plate, man. All right there, we get punchlines perfect. So damn cool, man. I think it's so perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna rock that. Looking on you rocky rappers, man. That's a bump that, bump that, bump that. Party jumping, you know we in the building and they got the speakers pumping. Oh, y'all jump foolish. I ain't talking music, cause if you're talking music, boy, you don't wanna do it. This shit,
be a choice. I know you hear this voice. Most rappers to us are just toys. They don't make music cause I swear they make noise. And I don't respect cause they express the same shit that I get. Cause these verses I rap, Jersey City's finest. Had to put these other young rappers in alignment. If you learn it's my time and they in the all-time frame. Got the wrong time and y'all ain't on my level when it comes to this rhyming. I am B-R-S-E. Who you know can rap like me? Who you know get fly like me? Who you know get fly like the team? Who you know get fly like me? Who you know get fly like me? Twerk like Molly, put it work like Molly. Twerk like Molly, put it work like Molly. Twerk, 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 twerk like Molly.
Great song. Told you guys are gonna love that. Next, we have the person who really just gets it all done. I mean, she puts it all together, she does all the work, so without further ado, Amada.
I overestimated my height for a second. I'm kind of mad they put me after the hip-hop set. How to get into the perfect college. Hello, and thank you for purchasing this online tutorial on how to get into the perfect college. Please have a pen and paper ready. You might want to take some notes. If you haven't already, bribe your way into the best high school around. Bake the principal their favorite cookies. Buy the school some iPads because everyone knows they really do need them. Hard work and good luck only get you so far in life. Benjamin, speak louder than kindness. Buy everything on the back to school list, even the protractor, electric sharpener, and stapler. Don't make any friends. They're overrated and distract you from your rigorous studies. Some might argue that they help maintain your emotional and mental stability, but it doesn't matter because ignoring mental health is easier than providing treatment. Besides, college is what will mess with kids anyway. Join every club in the school you're remotely interested in. As long as you go to all the important meetings and are present for the group picture, you're a part of it. Remember something important. With millions of students all competing for the best colleges, you are only as good as your GPA. Memorize your student ID number, tattoo it onto your forearm, staple it onto your paperwork. This is your name according to the state test. This is your name according to the national test. This is the only name that matters. Before thinking about applications in senior year, do some family research. The further you are from white, the more colleges will like you. You get bonus points for being part Native American. It's perfectly fine to be racist as long as it's against white people. This is it, the big summer before senior year. Time for some charity work. Colleges want creative kids. Everyone thinks teenagers have limited resources and can only do a few things, but you know better than that. Avoid soup kitchens and tutoring. Go to Africa and feed a poor village. Go to China and stop a sweatshop. It's light charity work to set yourself apart from the competition. When applying for college, remember that a four-year university is the only respectable path. Community colleges are for lazy kids. Don't worry that university is way more expensive. You can always just get a scholarship because it's extremely easy, right? Plus, you can always just take out a student loan. Sure, you might start off adulthood up to your waist in debt, but it's worth it, right? When picking a major, don't pick anything artistic because they don't make any money. Avoid careers in helping people because it's not worth the pay. Be an engineer or a doctor. If you don't enjoy math or science, learn to enjoy them. Remember that the sole purpose of your life is to make lots of money and to make your parents proud. Mutilate your interest in the name of job security and steady income. You can't buy nice things with passion. Finally, just sit back and let those acceptance letters roll in. Disclaimer. This tutorial is not responsible for any of the following side effects, including but not limited to anxiety, depression, emotional withdrawal, loss of self-esteem, and thoughts of suicide. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And please check out our next video, How to Micromanage Your Dreams.
So after that poem, how many people here are going to college?
I got accepted early, so I teach you too.
How's it going? No? have one of my good friends. Now, I know her as Riff Raff. I mean, that's like inside. Whatever, that's besides the fact. My good friend, Anna.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my epileptic dance in the dark. As a kid, I used to think that sleep was my only safe haven. I like to dream because in them I used to think that nothing in the world could get to me. In my sleep, I could be anything, do anything. All the monsters and demons that lurked under my bed and in my closet seemed defenseless against me. Because I was strong, I was invincible, I was free. Like any other human being, I love sleep. I mean, who doesn't? I know for a fact that at one point we all wanted our dreams to become our reality and our reality to just be a bad dream. Well, my case is a little like that. At a really young age, sleep became my biggest fear. Horribly vivid nightmares that seemed to be all in my head were actually a vague reality. Somehow all those nightmares, all those demons manifested themselves into my reality, making them realer than ever and leaving me defenseless. Through my mind, they quickly came in my body and I tried to shake it off, but instead I just shook and shook and shook and I couldn't stop. My headboard couldn't take the continuous beating it was receiving, but I couldn't stop it. I was awake at that point. The heat and numbness in my face made me sure of it. Quickly things went black, my teeth were chattering, those demons managed to slither their way down my throat and close it. So tight that the relationship between sleep and death seemed to be stronger than ever, that every simple inhale and exhale soon became my exile. So strong that my gasps only seemed to make things worse because the more I tried, the more I shook. And the more I shook, the more my brain started to believe that I was stuck in a dance with destiny. And if these demons are my destiny, then destiny kissed me hard on the lips, leaving them blue-rimmed and breathless. Eyes lifeless and empty, these demons in me slowly become me. I mean, everyone has them, it's just that mine are a little bit more real. I traded in lullabies for sirens, light for dark, my freedom for this. To this day, these demons still eat at my mind. The meds are my only safe haven now. It's hard to imagine that these tiny tablets are actually protecting me from this epileptic demon. Day and night, these tablets travel through me, slowing it down, shutting both of us down altogether. As a kid, I used to think that sleep was my only safe haven. As a kid, sleep came easy. Dreams came easy. I like to dream because in them I used to think that nothing in the world could get to me. In my sleep, I could be anything, do anything. Now sleep is my biggest fear in my alternate reality. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my epileptic dance in the dark. Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Hello. This on? Yes. Okay. You good now? Good? All right. Okay, next we have the Prince of Poetry.
Hi guys. So this is dedicated to, well, I see a few couples in the room, so this is dedicated to the couples. Who she is. She is beautiful. She doesn't think so. The number of things she hates about herself gathered together like soldiers preparing to tear down her fragile confidence. A few. Before she goes out, she spends half of the time getting ready, going through her closet, and the other putting on her makeup. She draws part of her eyebrows on every time she leaves the house. But she knows that I absolutely hate it because they're perfect. She doesn't like her nose. She says it's weird. Every time she says it, I just want to press my nose against hers, look her in the eyes, and whisper, "It's cute." She doesn't like her hair because it's oily and thin, but why can't I help run my hands through it every time she says a sentence? She gets angry with her round face, but I just pinch her cheeks and tell her, "You
are beautiful. She thinks her voice is obnoxious. But why is it that every time she tells a story, I can't help but listen and feel her soft voice caress my eardrum? Oh my God, just keep talking to me forever and ever. But she is more than just a pretty face that I desire to put my lips upon. The aspects that make up her composition are inimitable, from the way she looks to the way she can trip over herself. I love when she dances to pop, but bumps with me to hip hop. I love that she rants about how much she hates Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. I love how she says yesterday as yesterday and womp as womp. I love that she kisses my family goodbye and refuses to leave without doing so. I love how she constantly craves sushi and hates fried chicken. I love that she hates raw onions on anything. I love the way she hates the way by Ariana Grande. I love the way she wraps herself in the covers as if it was a cocoon and tries to break free but gets tangled in the commotion. I love when the sunset touches her brown eyes and hypnotizes me into falling for her over and over and over again and again. I love the way her soft lips not only show affection, but fill me with the feeling of ecstasy. I love how every time she kisses me, she transfers her thoughts, feelings, and memories into me as if I was her diary. Most of all, I love her weight. And I got something to say. Yo, models, you ain't nothing. Yo, scales, go somewhere else with your numbers. Yo, Jenny Craig, shut up. Because I will love her the same no matter her weight, no matter her game. Say all you want, try to destroy my vision with the words you spit like acid, but you won't even be able to repeat the word fat after I'm done with you. Beauty don't got a criteria, she taught me that. I love everything she taught me. When I'm with her, I feel like I can lasso up the stars, throw the moon, destroy the sun, summon the comets, and carry the planets. Life can feel like you're dancing in the sky, the clouds as your dance floor. Life can feel like a living nightmare, but if life was a dream, she'd be the best dream I ever had. She is a freaking masterpiece of the God she doesn't believe in. She is an artist herself, because when we first spoke, she drew a draft on my heart, but I had no idea that just after 2 years, it'd be a work of art. I love her. Our elders always say, you don't know what love is. You've never felt it. You aren't mature enough. You don't find love when you're young and dumb. But man, don't try to talk me out of loving her. Together, we are something you never seen before. Call me Corey. Call her Topanga. I want to be the boy that meets her world. She and I are the young couple with the old couple love. We got that once in a lifetime type of love. She and I got that I forgot this feeling existed type of love. She and I aren't perfect, but what's between us is, and you can never convince me otherwise.
So if you want to date us up until you can make some noise. Alright, well, if he's the Prince of Poetry, then our next poet is the Queen of Hair Dye. Here's Laura.
To the people who tell me hair dye is a waste of money, I am not a talker because I talk too loud or too fast, or I look at my feet and I stumble something esoteric. And if you tell me that I've never been this passionate about anything, you would be wrong. You are wrong, because I have it up and locked away in organized chaos. And I am not a listener. I imagine nooses on crossbeams and empty tissue boxes that drown you out. And I'm too busy retreating into unlit matches and broken bottles. I forget to feel, I forget to exist, I forget to be. And I'm not an artist. I can sketch you in my mind and make you perfect. And if I could paint, it would be in crimson. And I can't crumple this up and throw it away like I do everything else, because you have my heart up and locked away in a bulletproof frame. I've never been good at math, but I know that you plus I plus badly drawn hearts in the margins of my notebook. And you are the most beautiful composite of geometric shapes that I have ever seen. I'm not a poet. I can't compare you to a summer's day, but I can still feel the burn of dying matches. And your eyes aren't metaphors for anything, yet they're still beautiful. I am not a writer. I'm just someone pretending to be one. I have my tirades up and locked away in sorrow, broken similes that I've written, tossed out open windows. And I can't get my point across. I'm not good at endings. Thank you.
For some freaking insightful, mind-blowing poetry. Whoa, she's a carry. Yes! Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, here's Emily.
Insecurities. I'm nothing more than a bottle of pills. They swallow me down with cold water to feel better for their own convenience. So refreshing to know they can stand on my faults. So high and almighty, taking the strength I once had, let it become rubble underneath the sound of their sour laughter. Little Miss giggles. They don't care how much damage is done. They only want to conquer and control what is below them. Guess that makes me powerless, lesser than scum like them. I must be so weak to be taken advantage of so easily. I can't coil back enough to spring forth and bite, little Miss Snake Charmer. My venom is fictional, non-existent. I'm nothing but a lizard with no legs, surrounded by king cobras, standing high above me. I'm speechless. I am trapped, irritated, suffocated, overtaken by the world we live in. Where the weak are stepped on, little Miss Stepping Stone, dancing on the dorks, the retards, and the ugly, and I am left all alone, with no one there to lend a hand to the prey I've been molded into. Pray for a new beginning, a new chance at happiness and inner peace. Even after they have left, I keep looking behind me. Am I the source of their amusement? Am I their new prey? Why am I so scared? Why do we, the minority, fear tomorrow? This isn't just about being beautiful, straight, smart, popular, or even normal. It's thinking, feeling like I can't stand up to them. I'll never be able to have complete faith in my abilities. Thanks to them, I'm Little Miss Insecure. But at least I'm strong enough to be honest about my fears. Maybe I'm strong enough to face them.
Where did that come from? What?
What?
No. Our next poet is one of my good friends, one of my fellow hosts. It's Devin with the Gray Sox.
Hey guys, what's up?
Excuse my voice, I'm a little sick, so.
The calamity, no technicality. In reality, we're all casualties. You and me, rest in peace. Not to those who died, but to us we're still alive, since we try to thrive. Life is not a beat, but I think it needs to be quantized, shaping up loose ends, but we're loose ends, and so I guess it's time to hide. Behind the scenes by ourselves, taking bullets to the chest without any help. Individually cry out, but no emotion is felt, because who cares about the underdogs? But when the youth rises up, don't be asking us for help, like a deer without his birds being worn as pelt, and yet no one tries to help. Leaving the poor naked, defenseless, as they try to yell, run to cover and protect what means most to you, so you never forget your humanity. Better to be alone than filled with insanity.
Ringing out emotion from your life, so close to the edge, might just end it with a knife. Yet we're still not pleased, cause to us, even the happiest person is diseased. You see? That's the problem with us. We always hover on the bad, never leaving it alone, still focusing on the past. But yesterday is history. Tomorrow, of course, it'll be a mystery. And the present is, well, it's a gift, so use it, don't abuse it, control it, and don't lose it. Manage it, but don't confuse it for the past. We're history in the making, and each step is a step we're taking. Living in the moment will always be breathtaking, but don't lose track of the horizon. Our goals transform to little balloons that keep rising, far beyond the bar, shooting for the moon and going beyond the stars. It's out of my reach, but within ours. Hand in hand, we can do it, take a stand. It's all a part of the big plan to stand up to the man and take the evil out of office. Justice will not be served until you hear our voices. So now tell me who's the underdogs. Because we're taking the nation, our generation. We waited and we were patient. From the smoke we arise, coming up from the ground we were deprived, but no more.
Next is not Little Devin. No, I'm kidding. We have Ashley, who's going to be performing. Should I say the title? I mean, no, okay, it's not. Spoiler. I'm kidding. Let's get her on stage.
Honey in a Rose.
He pulls out his Glock, points it almost straight, looks over his shoulder and announces to his girl, "Bullets are like flowers, I promise. Please accept my promise. It is all that I can give you." The triggers pull, and the mouth vomits a wave of carnations and Gerber daisies that stretch and relax once they've made it to the shore. He is proud of the words that fall through his lips, slips, trips, and dips itself into the heart of his broken-faced wife. She is lost and broken. Never really known a man's love, but her mother's face was love filled with grace and stuffed with ash. All she's really known are flowers. In a rose is plenty of negative space that can be filled with honey. She follows the money, found the money. He gives her the honey, then leaves and comes back stumbling, bumps, bangs, staggers and clashes, shoves mom's vase into the furnace, turned ashes to ashes. He stares at the burning clay, breathes heavy and satisfied. Shoulders drawn back, chest popped out. His pride makes him chuckle in his soul as he suggests that bullets are like flowers, I promise, and you better accept this promise. It is all that I can give you. But she has no room. She has run out of the amount of vases that God has blessed her with at birth as gifts. In preparation, she has no more vases for the flowers or the ashes.
Hey guys, what up? So now we have one of my favorite freshmen, even though I've only known this person for quite some time. Haley. I mean, I'm not like a calculator, like 3.25 years ago.
I wrote this for one of my friends that I made here at High Tech, and to tell them how cool they are. When we first met in history, I hated you. No, hate's a strong word. It was more like cringing at the bitter taste of jealousy. You were killing me. Every teacher loved you most. You were so good at everything. I was surprised you didn't boast about how well you did on that test or anything for that matter. A realization. I went to coffee house. When I entered, the room reeked of raw talent. Searching for a familiar face in the crowd, you were in the front row, caressed in your arms, a guitar. You were strumming out the notes. I was amazed, sitting there, watching you play. It opened my eyes to the real person I did not see every day. It was a revelation. You weren't as much as the toady I perceived. I loved talking to you now. Filled with vast mystery, I found that I was happy sitting behind you during history. I enjoy how you sing out songs stuck in your head, and when you stop, I just wish you'd keep going. And of my own gifts, I find I'm still playing awesome. 2 words of description. You are simply awesome. Thank
I just want to
Next up, we have the diva, Miss Kyra.
Yes, I'm a total diva. Okay. This poem is called 5 Beats. 1. Children play in a playground with the tallest slide in the world, and every swing engraved with invisible names. Yes, that seat is taken. I'm saving it for a friend. 2. You're reading the best book you've ever read, and it's called Life. You wonder why you can't turn those pages faster, and sometimes you feel like you're caught up in a run-on sentence, but let me tell you, my life isn't split into chapters but beats. 3. My music is how I breathe. The poetry is how I grieve. I grab all the pain I have and I swallow it deep as it buries itself within my lungs, and the strings begin to hum to an eerie silence as the damper pedal rises and falls like laughter. Wait, did I say 3?
Yeah.
4. A man in the city is standing on a winter night, and he cups his hands over his mouth, not because he's cold, but because it's the only way to keep the fire going, for the cigarette to inhale it. Do you catch my drift? 5. When someone like Lauryn Hill can sing a song like strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words. Yes, and I want to be able to write a song like that where everybody will be able to get up and sing along with me, because someone like Lauryn Hill is a poet. When I sit at the piano, I sit there and sometimes my fingers get so intertwined that they tangle up and I can't pull them apart, but then I remember that I have 15 seconds before the crowd starts to wonder what's going on. And in those 15 seconds, my heart is beating to my music and my poetry. And I know the next beat will be a great beat. It will be as great as Hamza. It will be great.
Hello, check, check, check. Okay, guys, we have one more student poet because we're running tight on time. But then we have about 20 minutes left when you guys are going to get an awesome set from Shira, who's going to come up and rock the house. So let's give it up for the last student poet. Elena's going to come up and rock it. And I also want to tell you, if you want to come back for the 7 o'clock show, you'll see Chloe Kaufman rock the house. She has a poem too that she's going to rock. So let's give it up for Elena. All right.
I just want to get comfortable. I'm going to say the title, then you can put on the music. This poem is called To Girls Who Were Never Taught the Definition of Beauty. When a stranger calls you beautiful, say thank you. Even if your shaking voice collapses in doubt, in not good enough, in dressing room mirror, when every single outfit you try on doesn't fit, when this hurt becomes too much, when you miss the page and carve lines of poetry into your hip, write on each bandage, forgive yourself. Let your aching wounds heal. Breathe. Write, I am good enough, on the warmth of each scar. Cry a hurricane storm. Miss the trash can every time. Let your tissues cover every inch of your bedroom floor. When the skies are clear at dusk, trace every constellation onto your lover's chest. When the blood that labels you woman runs down your thigh in the middle of 7th grade final. When your teacher says yes to ignorance and no to bathroom, leave. Never apologize. Never look back. If a boy tries to manipulate your loneliness into a one-night stand, say no.
then say it again. If he forces his shameful into your holy, if he strips off your love and replaces it with echo, with empty, if he rebuilds your fragile out of glass just to shatter the pieces, do not pick them back up. Do not punch the grief out of your boxing match voice. Do not stay silent in a world that screams mute. If you make your mother cry, hold her. If another girl leaves you hickeys all over your neck, do not cover them up. Pull your hair back. Show the world you know what it means to love infinite. Love with all your ocean wave hearts. Love so when you cry, your tears will turn to salt and your happiness will stay afloat. When you have sex for the first time with someone you have no intention of loving, do not shame yourself. When you have sex for the second time in a drunken silence, do not shame yourself. When you make your father cry, hold him. When the boy with a dandelion mind asks to hold your whirlwind hand, say yes. When he calls you beautiful, say thank you. When he tells you this grief the world recites like scripture was never your fault, believe him.
About Chloe not being able to go. Here's Chloe.
That's right. That was so confusing. I'm glad I'm going now. Do you ever feel like your thoughts are jutting out of your brain all at once? Each end infinitely extending in every direction of the universe. Like a kid in the dirt, yanking earthworms from beneath him. Every point of my conscience is at war with itself. Battle cries shake my entire body as if it were meant to. My lips have become my midnight snack. I stare at my ceiling and I hope to God it's not staring back. This is my life. A colorful chemical spill. I want to feel like the wind is willing me to pedal harder down an empty street. I want you to want me back. I want to feel like 1 a.m. fueled by new beginnings. Manhattan has me up on its shoulders. All things considered, death is a free DMT trip. This isn't the place I thought I'd be by now. This fucking sucks. I'm not trying to hold on to hate, unsettled like oil and vinegar, spewing spurts of venom. This is because of you, world. You stack me up so high until the sky topples over with me. You sparkle and shine so fine. But one touch and you crash and burn every single time. I would cheat death just to feel the leaves on the trees because they're as smooth as they'll ever be. I exist because there are things in this world that I know to be true. Like girls with cute back dimples and boys with crooked smiles. Like the smell of seasons changing and breakfast in bed. Like chasing the sun as if it were an ex-lover. Watching it rise and fall gently like your chest. Each breath a new day. No, that's wrong. So, if you want to do it, just jump. Fly like the robins fly, chest out and ready to die. Look up at the sky and see the clouds wave goodbye. Even when your falling stops, you'll leave a stain behind like the spring. April showers bring May flowers, and may those flowers be all that's left behind. I want you out. I want to see you naked. I want to explore every inch of you until heaven and hell tear my bones from your bones. Look up into the dark sky when I'm gone, and I'll be that shooting star, that August rain, that streetlight flicker. I'll be the sun. We are so out here, existence.
Sound, check. Okay, cool. You guys are an awesome audience. Give it up for yourselves. And give it up one time for all the awesome poets and MCs that you heard here tonight. Word up! And I have some good news. We have the late buses waiting until 5:30, so Shira can do a full set. So we promise to get you out of here and get you home. I want to give a couple quick shout outs in case we run out of time and I forget. I don't want to do that. So guys, please give it up for Mr. DePiero who's filming this voluntarily. He's getting this all recorded. It's Chris. All this goodness. Also guys, give it up for everybody who's doing sound and lights. I know we got Vivian, Noah, Ashley, we got Rachel, who am I missing? Rachel, we got people taking pictures, we got media and Franklin, photographers. What? Give it up to Ms. Crone and everyone else here who makes this event possible and lets us be creative and free and all that. So without much further ado, there's probably people I'm forgetting, but I'll think of it and give them a shout out at the end. I want to read you guys a little bit about Shira, right? So Shira E, or what she goes by, is a nationally acclaimed poet, musician, and artist, a Pushcart Prize nominee who has toured the country with some of the nation's leading performers and writers. Her prolific and unique style has brought her acclaim as one of the most original and compelling voices in performance poetry. Her award-winning music has appeared in multiple independent films, NPR, and national TV. She has shared stages with Annie DeFranco, Tune Yards, Coco Rosie, and Myra. She has been independently recording and releasing her records for over 10 years. Originally from Brookline, Massachusetts, she now lives in Brooklyn, New York, in an indoor treehouse.
I like your shirt.
Noah, your shirt matches a little.
Hi. Hello. Hey, sound folks, do you want me to use my mic because this is glitching in and out? Or use my mic? I can't say, I'm just staring into the light, hoping. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So, just one sec. Please turn to your neighbor and say, hey. All right. See, how nice? Okay.
Hi, how you doing?
Those Pilates. God. That. All right, you can hear me? Is this good? Cool. I'm so happy to be here. I was like, man, that was crazy. That was just crazy. Can you please applaud for everybody that Like, it doesn't matter if someone is being vulnerable on stage if people aren't listening so attentively. So please, let's applaud for the audience because you guys are killer listeners. They're amazing. All right, let's get to it. So this is a poem called "The Universe is on TV." It always comes on at 2 a.m. on the local channel. Sophia and I, sharing a bowl of homemade cookie dough, again, fall in and out of sleep. If I get hit by an asteroid, I'm fucking killing myself, Sophia says. She is in love with her gay best friend, who surprisingly isn't me. Sophia is afraid of three things: acne, betrayal, and asteroids. I am afraid of 18 things. Ghosts, dog teeth, being trapped in the dark, committing involuntary manslaughter, right? Sharks, betrayal, my father wasting his life, losing money, in cold blood by Truman Capote. It all being my fault, not being able to breathe, falling in love with someone not my girlfriend, the future, what my mother will say next, heights from balconies, getting startled out of bed, my own naked body, and clogging a stranger's toilet. Sophia's gay best friend looks like a girl but is a boy. I only look like a girl. Gay best friend is in an electronica band where he or she rubs a cloth monkey on her genitals. I play folk. Not that I'm like in love with Sophia. We've known each other since I was 6. Plus, I have a girlfriend who loves Ani DeFranco, so, you know. I have no idea what gay best friend is afraid of. My girlfriend is afraid of one thing, how easy it is to cut. Sophia snores. I'm the only one eating cookie dough now, which is fine with me. A galaxy won't stop spiraling 3 feet from my nose. Once, when my brother was little, he came to pick me up from Sophia's with my mom, and he pointed to a spot in the middle of the air and said, red. And Sophia screamed because she thought she was the only one who sees that. I've never let myself be alone in these rooms for too long. This galaxy is blue and looks a bit like one long flush. The eyes in the paintings move. Sophia and I have both confirmed that. Her bathtub filled with water all by itself. I would say that's just the old pipes, but it put the stopper in and everything, so the whole first floor flooded. Sometimes, Sophia and I touch tongues. She sticks hers way out like a snake, and I do the same, and they linger like that until they touch, and we howl laughing. Once we got into a fluff fight. Fluff, like that white stuff. We wrestled beneath her mom's piano seat until everything was sticky, and her mom was like, Sophia! Sophia! But that's like a joke, because you can't shout at Sophia without getting plowed. I wouldn't think she snores. I didn't think girls who wore lots of makeup did. The universe is so milky in a if milk was black kind of way. My breasts are tiny. I think they should have another name for small breasts that aren't really breasts, like ribbons or buttons or something gay like that. I know I'm supposed to love my breasts no matter if they're small or giganto like Sophia's because I'm a feminist, but I just don't. I want like horrible, huge teacher breasts. Like, my breast could teach a whole class on being breasty. I wanna like fall asleep on my own breasts. And then I wanna dream breasty dreams where you could organize a big game of basketball on my breasts. Instead, I get smacked in the buttons with a soccer ball, and it doesn't even sting that bad. Oh shit. Asteroids. I have to turn the volume down. This room is milky and the TV blue is a glowing galaxy. I'm pretty sure I'm floating, but that might just be 4 a.m. Sophia's dad is a stained glass artist and all his chiseled seascapes are glimmering in the TV flicker. I'm underwater and right side up. I'm not asleep because insomnia is my gay best friend. I am asleep because I keep jolting out of somewhere. I find light chasing itself across the room. If I plowed my mother, I'd be in jail, or she would. Oh, I forgot to mention bees, my 19th fear. I've never been stung. I don't know if I'm allergic or an everyday hero. Sometimes what's never happened is more terrifying than it happening. Every English class, I leave to pace the halls and kick over chairs and pick them up again. When my dad gets home from work all day, from working all day, he usually watches TV or walks around loudly looking for something. Sophia is not going to college. She barely goes to high school. When I learn how to drive, we're gonna drive to Niagara Falls, sleep in a motel, watch the water. High school is when what can't happen keeps on happening. Freshman year, I walked home every day by myself in a bright silver jacket my mom convinced me to buy, reading a book and bumping into trees. I waited for everyone else to empty the building. I was so ashamed of that coat. A silver bug in a bed of black jacket puffy bugs. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna eat what we want, take pictures, probably pout our lips at strangers and laugh, watch the water. Sophia's never learning to drive, says, what's the point? We'll leave in the middle of the night, get 7 hours away from everything. She'll roll down her window and sing Dreamweaver to the sky, and to me, her magenta wig peeling off in the wind. 200 billion stars, 1 trillion planets. This is our galaxy. Thank you so much. You're awful sweet. All right, I was gonna save this for the second show, but I have no patience. Is that cool? Yeah. All right. This is called Excuse Me, I Lost My Compass. Can I borrow yours? How do lesbians have sex? My friend Samantha and I are driving back from the airport having a deep one-on-one. Hell if I know, I say. Samantha is straight, with a boyfriend and bisexual hopes. And I've been a lesbian for at least all my life, so I figure one of us should know. When neither of us does, it is a bit of a splinter in the conversation. She doesn't make any uninformed guesses, and I don't talk about friction. I always dove into women without wondering what my dive looked like, and now here was Samantha asking, what kind is that? I'll ask my mother, is all I can think to say. When I go home for winter break, that is just what I do. Mom is eating kashi like a middle-aged lesbian when I ask her. I've never had sex with a woman, she answers. Ask your father. When I approach him, he is on the computer. Let's look it up on the internet, he says. Her First Time by Reba Romaine pops up in the search. Like the lettuce, I say. Lettuce, he says, engrossed in what he's reading. Hey, I say, feeling like he's winning. We are both surprised to learn that the first rule to lesbian sex is... lettuce, crickets. Masturbation, people! Before you can even think about turning someone else on, it is good to know what excites you. But that doesn't even involve another woman, I say. If I touch myself, is that lesbian sex? He raises his eyebrows like a dog might if he had eyebrows. I get distracted for a moment imagining this. Listen to this, he says. As you touch yourself and find the places that feel good, you'll know where to touch her. But her vagina isn't my vagina. And why hasn't Reba even said the word vagina yet? Rule number 2, go sober. You want to remember your first lesbian sex. I know I do, my father says. Copying and pasting. These don't seem specific to lesbians. And in the next room, my sister shouts back, "What?" And I say, "Come here, Abby." And she says, "What?" And I say, "Oh my God, forget it." And she says, "What?" Rule number 3, fantasize. It all begins with fantasy. Does she throw you down on the bed and have her way with you? Or do you go skinny dipping in your backyard pool? Have you ever considered this, my father asks. I never considered, I always just did, I say. Huh, he says. That may be your first problem right there. By rule number 10, Reba still hasn't said vagina. She tells my father and I not to use sex toys when having our first lesbian sex. That the first time should be, and I quote, simple flesh-on-flesh love. She tells us not to go straight for the crotch, to undress her slowly, to kiss her elbows, to caress her belly and inner thighs, to kiss behind her knees, to slowly suck her fingers. She ends with telling us to lie naked on top of our lesbian lover. Then what? I ask him. He reads aloud the last step. Enjoy.